Thank you very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and welcome to Pointless, the quiz show where the lowest scorers are the biggest winners. Let's meet today's players. Now, first, we welcome back Lucy and Claire. You were on the show last time. Everyone gets 2 chances to reach the Pointless final, and this is your last chance. Remind us what happened.
There was a little bit of shame with the going out quite early, so, yeah, our school is not going to be proud of us.
Yes, your primary school teachers.
Yes.
Your classes are all going to be watching you avidly,
Absolutely.
cheering you on.
Yep. Year 3 and Year 5 at Aldingbourne School.
Oh, there they are.
Get the plug in.
Yeah, quickly.
Yeah.
But listen, it's a new show, and I'm sure we're going to see you triumph this afternoon.
Oh,
In fact,
yeah.
I'm certain of it.
Oh.
What is going to see you through to the final?
Anything to do with food?
Food.
Yeah, I like to cook and I like to eat a lot.
Yeah, we both good at eating, aren't we?
Really good.
Lucy, any other hobbies you'd like to throw into the mix?
Well, last year we bought a 1966 split-screen camper van.
Splendid.
Yeah. Nice.
How far afield have you been in your camper
We've
van?
been to Kent.
Yeah.
Well, we were going to head down to sort of Cornwall, Devon, and thought, everyone does that, let's be different, and did Kent. But this year we're going to Cornwall.
Very good. Well, listen, it's lovely having you back on the show. Please stay with us longer than the
Yeah.
first round this
Thank
time.
you.
Very best of luck to you. And next, we welcome back the Barrys. Barry H, Barry T. You were also on the show last time. Remind us what happened.
That's right. We got knocked out, unfortunately, on the head-to-head.
What was it that finally did for you?
It was European monarchs, European ruling monarchs.
That's right, European monarchs and Australian Oscar-winning actors.
Yeah.
But this was after our encyclopedic knowledge of American TV, which we did very well on.
You sure did, and still you insist you've never watched American TV.
And I'm still maintaining that, yes.
What else would you like to see come up, Barry H?
Perhaps a bit of science and nature.
Science and nature, yes, maybe. Barry T?
Certainly nature, yeah, it would be a good one.
Very good. Are you a bird watcher?
Yes, I belong to the RSPB, so I do go out.
Do you twitch?
No. That's for real enthusiasts.
Oh, I see.
Nutters, almost, you could say.
Those views very much Barry's own. Yeah. Not representative of Xander, myself, or the BBC.
Well, listen, very, very best of luck to you, Barrys, both. Great to have you back on the show. And next, we welcome Joanne and Lindsay, brand new pair. Now, how do you two know each other?
Joanne is my daughter. She's one of 2. I have a son, Neil, and we've come all the way from Aberdeen.
Aberdeen, well, a very, very warm welcome to you. Lindsay, what do you do?
I'm retired now, but I was a lecturer at Further Education College.
What was your subject?
Accounting.
Oh, phew. Imagine if you said history or geography or something, everyone else would be quaking in their boots, but I don't think accounting...
No questions on accounting, no?
No, well, you've got to hope there are no questions on accounting. Imagine if you got it wrong. Oh, all those people you've lectured over the years going, I knew Lindsay was winging it. Oh, dear, oh dear. Joanne, what do you do?
I'm an administrator at Aberdeen Sports Village.
Very good. And do you have a massive, keen interest in sport?
Yeah, if sport came up, we'd be pretty pleased.
You'd be pretty good. Anything else you'd love to see come up, Joanne?
Well, see, unlike Barry, I am a big fan of American TV shows, and anything that involves a murder in it is up my street. So all the CSIs and...
Anything with a murder
Yep.
and an American accent, and you are...
I'm there.
I'm afraid we did American TV last time, so very, very slender chance of that one coming back. But who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, unless I've made a mistake.
Well, very, very best of luck to you. It's great to have you on the show. And finally, we've got John and Simon. Now, how do you two know each other?
We're brothers, and we're both students as well.
Where are you a student? Are you...
No, I'm last year of sixth form, but I'm hoping to go to Oxford next year.
Hoping to go to Oxford to read what?
Mathematics.
Mathematics.
So if you've got any maths questions, that would be...
So maths, accountancy, all these things.
Yeah,
God, what a brilliant round that would be. John, how about you? Where are you a student?
I'm a student at Oxford. At
you are at
Oxford. So yeah,
Oxford.
Simon obviously missed me so much. He decided to apply to the same uni next. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you reading?
I'm reading politics, philosophy, and economics. So yeah, if you've got any questions about economics as well, to go with the maths and accounting.
That really would be just brilliant, wouldn't it? How exciting. Now, Simon, what about you? What are your other interests?
Well, I play lots of sports, football and cricket, and I also play a bit of jazz piano.
Bit of jazz piano?
Yeah, I dabble.
Are you self-taught?
No.
But does that mean you just learn normal piano, but when
I'm taught.
You're taught jazz piano?
Well, I was taught jazz piano. No longer
God,
taught
I didn't know you
jazz
could be
piano.
taught jazz piano. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And everyone stopped saying jazz piano.
Yes.
Jazz piano.
15 times in a row.
Yeah, it's quite funny, isn't it?
Let's call it JP.
Done. John, does he impress girls with it? I mean, what I mean is...
JP is not that good, I'm afraid.
Are girls impressed by his JP? Because I can't... I mean, that's why...
He doesn't get much chance to get his JP out, actually.
Right. OK. Yeah. I hope the girls will be impressed by your performance on Pointless anyway, if not the JP. So. Very, very best of luck to the pair of you. Great to have you here. We'll find out more about all of you throughout the show as we go along. There's only one person left for me to introduce. He has so much obscure knowledge that if he were an anorak, he'd be a Google. Here's my Pointless friend. He's Richard.
Hiya. Thank you. Very good.
Very good indeed.
Very good. People essentially have asked me for economics, accounting and mathematics questions. And looking down at the list today, I've got a very, very different show in mind. You'll be delighted to hear.
OK, well, thank you very much. Richard, we've put all our questions to 100 people before the show, but this is pointless, so we are after the obscure answers they didn't get. To stay in the game with a chance to win our jackpot, all our players need to do is score as few points as they possibly can. But what everyone's trying to do, of course, is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people gave, and each time that happens, we will add £250 to the jackpot. Nobody won the jackpot last time, so we add another £1,000 to that, so today's jackpot starts off at £5,250. Right, let's play Pointless. In the first round, each of you must give me one answer and you cannot confer with your partner. Whichever team has the highest score at the end of the round will be eliminated. If anyone gives me an incorrect answer, they will score the maximum of 100 points, so try and avoid those if you can. OK, our first category this afternoon is British actresses. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? Okay. And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Keira Knightley films as they could. Keira Knightley films. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any feature film made for general cinema release for which Keira Knightley has received an acting credit prior to May 2011, please. As always, no short films, TV films, documentaries, but voice performances do count.
OK, thank you very much. You all drew lots before the show. Lucy and Claire, this afternoon, you go first. So, Keira Knightley films. Lucy, is this a good category for you?
Yes, although not having much thinking time is proving tricky.
Tough, yes.
So, I'm going to go with Love Actually.
You've seen Love Actually?
Yeah, I'm now doubting myself, but it's my answer, so...
Well, Claire thinks it's a good answer. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Love Actually. It is a good answer. Let's see how good. Down it goes. 26. Not bad at all. Good score. 26 for Love Actually, Richard.
Yeah, very good answer, Lucy. Well done. I'm sure all the kids watching at Aldingbourne School will be cheering you on there. 2003. She plays a woman whose husband's best friend is madly in love with her.
Very good. Thank you very much. Now then, Barry H. What is the most obscure Keira Knightley film you can think of?
Well, they're all obscure as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, God, here we go again. Yeah.
So you think about Barry, he's never been to the cinema?
No, never been.
Never been.
He pronounced it kinema, in fact.
But this time you might believe me when all I can think of is Pirates of the Caribbean, but I'm not sure if there's a subtitle. I don't know is that acceptable, Pirates of the Caribbean?
Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, let's find out. You're saying Pirates of the Caribbean. You're hoping to score as few points as possible. Let's see if Pirates of the Caribbean is correct, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. It's right. 65. 65. That may not be the highest score in this round. You never know. Richard?
Yeah, from 2003, also called Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, Lindsay, you, I happen to know, are a massive Keira Knightley fan, and so therefore you have some splendidly obscure Keira Knightley films up your sleeve.
Well, I've got a short lead of two, neither of which I'm 100% certain about. But I think one of our very first films was Bend It Like Beckham.
Bend It Like Beckham, you're saying? Let's see if that's right. You're hoping to score as few points as possible. Let's see how many people said Bend It Like Beckham. Very well done. 30. Very well done, Lindsay. Bend It Like Beckham, Richard.
Yeah, well played, Lindsay. Good start to the show. From 2002, Bend It Like Beckham. It was a real breakthrough film, Keira Knightley.
Now then, John.
Yeah, I can't really think of any good obscure ones, to be honest, but Barry's given me a bit of a hand with his Pirates of the Caribbean. And I think there was a sequel, and I think the subtitle was Dead Man's Chest. So I'll say Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
Dead Man's Chest. Let's see if Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said it. You're right. Oh, very well done. Very well done, John. Good tactics and well rewarded. Scores you 18. Lowest score of the pass. Richard.
Yeah, well played, John. The second of the Pirates of the Caribbean films made $100 million in its first 2 days. First film ever to do so.
I'm sure even you've ever made that much money, have you, Richard?
In 2 days?
In 2 days.
God, we don't have an accountant here, do we?
Thank you very much. Well, we're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at the scores as they stand. John and Simon looking very strong after John's excellent answer there. Then we come up to 26, where Lucy and Claire are resting temporarily. Then up to 30, where Lindsay and Joanne are to be found. And then, up to 65, where the Barrys H and T are currently residing. Barry T, you're going to have to try really hard because you're quite substantially ahead of the rest of the field. You're going to have to find a really obscure Keira Knightley film. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we are looking for Keira Knightley films, remember. Your score at the moment, Simon, is 18. The high scorers are the Barrys on 65. That means if you can score 46 or less, you are through to the next round.
Well, I'm also struggling, but I think I'm going to take the example of John and go for Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
So the subtitle you are giving it is 3.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
We shall see.
Good luck, we most certainly shall. There is your red line, Simon. If you can come below that red line, you're through to the next round. Very best of luck. Pirates of the Caribbean 3. It's right. And it gets you through to the next round. Very well done. 18. You are equaling John's low score there. Takes your total up to a very, very impressive 36. Richard?
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at World's End. She plays Elizabeth Swann in all 3 of those films.
Now then, Joanne. The high scorers remain the Barrys on 65. You're on 30. That means if you can score 34 or less, you are through to the next round.
OK.
So, Keira Knightley films.
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, it's funny because Steve, my husband, and I, on about our second date, went to see a Keira Knightley film. And neither of us particularly enjoyed it. But because it was our second date and we're now married, I do remember the name of it, and it was Domino.
Oh, listen to that. A murmur of appreciation from an audience. They love a good obscure answer. You sure that wasn't the pizzeria you went to afterwards? There is the red line. If you go below that red line, you are through to the next round. This might be one of those answers that goes a very long way down. Let's see. Domino, is it right? How many people said it? You've done it, Joanne. Very well done indeed. 17. Brilliant answer. 47 is the total that takes you to. Richard?
Yeah, well played, Joanne, from 2005. And Keira Knightley plays a model who gives up modelling to become a bounty hunter. That's a date movie, isn't it?
Wow. I would love to see that film. Sorry, Hate to. Sorry, got that completely wrong. Thank you very much. Now then, Barry T, you are still the high scorers on 65.
And I have a nasty feeling it may remain so, as I have no idea, but I'm going to come up with something which is a long shot, extremely long shot, and I'm going to say Paradise Island.
Let's see if Paradise Island is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Paradise Island. Oh, bad luck, Barry. It's a brilliant sounding film, and if no one else has written it yet, please do go ahead and write it. Unfortunately, it's an incorrect answer as far as Keira Knightley is concerned, though, so that takes your total up to 165, having scored you the maximum of 100 points. Richard?
Yeah, sorry, Barry. If you're still doing the bluff of we don't know any Keira Knightley films, you've taken it too far now.
Well, I've got great news for you, Claire and Lucy.
Yeah.
You are in the next round.
Thank goodness.
So then, I think, Claire, you might have a really good obscure Keira Knightley film up your sleeve.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
I'm going to say dodgy horror film. I'm sure she was in it when she was quite young. I think it was called The Hole.
The Hole.
I think so.
Let's see if it's right. It might be the lowest score of the entire round. Who knows? Let's see. The Hole. Is it right? How many people said it? It's right. Very well said, Claire. Down it goes. Down it goes, the lowest score of the round. Very well done. 15 takes your total up to 41. Richard.
Yeah, very good answer, Claire. From 2001, about a group of public school pupils who get stuck in an underground bunker, which to me sounds like a comedy, but...
Sort of was.
Yeah, let's take a look at... There's only 2 pointless answers here. There's all sorts about this. King Arthur, Pride and Prejudice, The Duchess, all sorts of actually quite high-scoring films she's done. But these are the 2 pointless ones. In 2002, she was in a film called Pure, where she played a drug addict. That was a pointless answer. And Stories of Lost Souls, which was it was like 8 short stories. Kate Blanchett was in it, James Gandolfini, and Keira Knightley. And The Jacket she was in would have scored you 2 points. She's also in Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, which would have scored you 3 points. But let's take a look at the most popular answers, the ones that most people said. We've heard a couple of these already. Lindsay gave us Bend It Like Beckham, which scored 30. Atonement was the second highest, which scored 34. And right at the top, we had already Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one, The Curse of the Black Pearl, with 65.
OK, well, thanks very much, Richard. So, at the end of round one, the losing pair with the highest score, it's the Barrys. And I'm afraid Keira Knightley tripped you up.
Absolutely.
She's been the downfall of many a man, I'm sure. But, Paradise Island, Barry T. Is it?
Sounded good, didn't it?
Doesn't it?
He fooled me. I thought it was
Yes, I was suddenly thinking he'd pulled one out of the bag.
Is that a film you've written that you want to get to Keira Knightley, essentially?
Yeah.
Keira, if you're watching, give it a read. Anyway, just think about it.
A good co-star as well.
Who?
I would.
Seriously, think about that, Keira. Well, listen, Barry's both. It's been brilliant having you on the show. Thank you very much for playing. You've been excellent contestants. I'm sorry we said goodbye to you so soon. Barry and Barry. Of the remaining 3 pairs, it's now time for round 2. Now, obviously, there's only room for 2 pairs in the head-to-head, so one of the teams in front of me now will be leaving us at the end of this round. Our category for round 2 is fictional characters. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? Okay. And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, so our round 2 question concerns fictional sleuths and their creators. Fictional sleuths and their creators. Richard?
Yeah, we're going to show you 6 fictional sleuths or detectives on each pass. We asked 100 people to tell us who created each of them. If you give us a nice obscure answer, you'll score a few points. But if you give us an incorrect answer, you're going to score 100 points. There's 12 fictional sleuths in all, 12 creators to guess. So very best of luck at home.
OK, so we are looking for the creators of these fictional sleuths. And we have got Inspector Morse, Philip Marlowe, John Rebus, Reginald Wexford, Sherlock Holmes, Lord Peter Wimsey. I'll read those all one more time. Inspector Morse, Philip Marlowe, John Rebus, Reginald Wexford, Sherlock Holmes and Lord Peter Wimsey. So, Claire.
Oh, dear. Well, I've heard of Inspector Morse. Marlowe, I thought, was a Shakespeare contemporary. I'm going to have to go, I hope I'm right, Sherlock Holmes, Arthur Conan Doyle.
OK, Sherlock Holmes, Arthur Conan Doyle, says Claire. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. It's right. 48. 48. Richard.
Yeah, well done, Claire. Surprisingly low score, isn't it? Yeah, Sherlock Holmes first appeared in 1887 in A Study in Scarlet.
OK, so Joanne, you said anything with a murder in it.
Yes.
Anything with a murder in it. So this plays right to your strengths.
It does, yes.
Hooray.
There are 3 there that I know for sure. I think because I'm Scottish, I've got to go for the Scottish one, which is John Rebus, Ian Rankin.
Ian Rankin, John Rebus. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Yes, it's right. 19. There's your reward. 19. Lovely low score. Richard, Rankin.
Yeah, first appears in 1987 in Knots and Crosses. They're great books, the Ian Rankin books. Do you read them?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. They're good, aren't they?
They are. They're brilliant.
They're good.
Now then, John. I surely, an Oxford undergraduate must know at least one of these.
Well, you'd hope so, but I don't, unfortunately. I knew Sherlock Holmes, but that's gone, so I'm going to have a complete stab in the dark. So I'll go for Lord Peter Wimsey and hope it's Agatha Christie.
Agatha Christie, it says John, for Lord Peter Wimsey. Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people knew that answer. Oh, bad luck. I'm afraid it's an incorrect answer, John, which means you scored the maximum of 100 points. I'm sorry, Richard.
Yeah, unlucky, John. I'm sure there'll be people at home who know it's Dorothy L. Sayers. It's one of the first women ever to be given a full degree from Oxford, funnily enough. Dorothy L. Sayers would have scored 1 point.
Maybe I should have known that.
So, very well done if you got that. Do you know any of these? Is this sort of speciality for you?
Colin
Not your
Dexter,
sort of
I can do for Inspector
Colin
Morse.
Dexter is Inspector Morse, absolutely. Again, based in Oxford, would have scored 18 points. Philip Marlowe.
Philip Marlowe is Raymond Chandler.
Raymond Chandler, exactly right, would have scored 5 points. And Reginald Wexford
I have no idea.
is Ruth Rendell. That would have scored you 2 points. Very well done if you said that at home. I think my mum would have got all 6 of those.
OK, thank you very much, Richard. We're halfway through the round, so let's take a look at those scores. Joanne and Lindsay looking very, very strong there. Lovely low score of 19. Then up to 48 for Claire and Lucy. And then John and Simon, way ahead of the field, I'm afraid. OK, we're going to come back down the line. Can the second players please take their places at the podium? OK, we're going to put 6 more fictional sleuths on the board, and here they come. Jules Maigret, Tom Barnaby, Jack Frost, Jane Tennyson, Kurt Wallander, Hercule Poirot. I'll read those all again. Jules Maigret, Tom Barnaby, Jack Frost, Jane Tennyson, Kurt Wallander, and Hercule Poirot. Now remember, we are trying to find the authors of these fictional sleuths, and you're trying to find the one that the fewest of our 100 people knew. Now then, Simon, you're the high scorers on 100.
Yes, and that may continue. I'm struggling here. Again, I don't think I know any of those. So again, I'm going to have to take a guess and go for Jules Maigret, and again with Agatha Christie.
Jules Maigret, Agatha Christie, you say?
Once.
Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Agatha Christie for Jules Maigret. Bad luck, Simon. I'm afraid that's an incorrect answer, which means you score the maximum of 100 points, which takes your total up to an impressive 200. Richard.
Yeah, sorry, Simon. It's turning into a show where brothers come on, say Agatha Christie and get 100 points, isn't it? Is there a show in that?
Yeah.
I won't give the right answer just in case Lindsay or Lucy want to have a go at that one.
OK, Lindsay. The good news is you are through to the head-to-head, whatever happens. So, what are you going to say?
Well, I recognise all the names, and I do know for sure 2 of them, and doesn't much matter, but I'll go for Jules Maigret, and I think that was Georges Simenon.
Let's see if that's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Georges Simenon. It's right. It's a lovely low score. Look at that, Lindsay. That's wonderful. Single figures, 9 for that. Takes your total up to 28.
Yeah, well played, Lindsay, and a great team effort between the two of you as well. Appeared in 75 novels between 1931 and 1972, May Gray.
Now then, Lucy, you are through to the head-to-head. Whatever happens, that's the good news. Why not talk us through the board, if you like, and fill in any of the blanks?
This is when my reading choices are questioned. I've heard of a couple of the characters, but I don't know who wrote them, so I'm going to go with Poirot, and I'm going to sort of go along the theme of Agatha Christie. And I'm embarrassed already because I just look like a dope, but that's my answer.
Hercule Poirot, Agatha Christie. Is it right? How many people said it? It's right! About time. There we are, 62. Very well done. Takes your total up to 110. Richard.
Yes, she had to have written something, didn't she, eventually? I think the rest of the board is pretty tough, I have to say. Do you want to have anything there you want to have a go at? Jane Tennyson?
Yeah, Linda LaPlante.
Linda LaPlante, absolutely right, from the Prime Suspect series, would have scored you 18 points. Kurt Wallander.
I can't remember what he's called.
It's by the novels by Henning Mankell.
Exactly.
Again, very good novels, would have scored you 5. Jack Frost, played by David Jason on TV, but written by R.D. Wingfield, would have scored 2 points. And Tom Barnaby, very famous, he's the John Nettles character in Midsummer Murders, and appears in 7 novels by Caroline Graham. That was a pointless answer, so very, very well done if you said that.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, Richard. So at the end of round 2, the losing pair with the highest score, I'm afraid, John and Simon. You now are members of our prestigious 200 club, which is great. It's fun. It's a nice club. We all get together from time to time and play cricket for charity. It's brilliant.
I think you might be our first serving Oxford student to be in the 200 club as well. So
very good. Well, I tell you what, you've made it through to the second round, which is no mean feat. But next time, I hope we'll see you go a lot further. Meanwhile, John and Simon, great having you on the show. Thanks so much. But for the remaining 2 pairs, things are about to get even more exciting now as we enter the head-to-head. Very well done, Joanne and Lindsay, Lucy and Claire. You have made it through to the head-to-head. Now, obviously, only one pair can make it through to today's final and play for the jackpot, which currently stands at £5,250. Now, for each question, each pair needs to give me just one answer, but you are now allowed to confer. All you have to do is come up with an answer that scores less than the other pair, and you will win that question. The first pair to win 2 questions will be playing for today's jackpot. Let's play Pointless. OK, here's your first question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many EU countries on the North Sea as they could. EU countries on the North Sea, Richard?
Yeah, quite simply, any of the 6 countries in the European Union that have a coastline on the North Sea, please. And see how many of those 6 you can get at home.
OK, now then, Joanne and Lindsay, you've played best throughout the show so far, so you get to go first.
Denmark, Belgium, Denmark,
We have an answer.
We do have an answer.
What is it?
It's Denmark.
Denmark. Lucy and Claire, you can confer out loud if you need to keep conferring.
We're between Norway
and
Finland, although I think there's... Are we on the North Sea? There's us, Scotland.
Let's do
Norway.
Norway.
OK.
Norway.
Norway.
So we have Denmark, we have Norway. Joanne and Lindsay, Denmark. Is it right? How many people said it? It's right. 45. There's only 6 countries, so that's probably about right. Norway is what Lucy and Claire have said. Is that right? And if it is, how many people said Norway? Bad luck, that's an incorrect answer, which means after the first question, Joanne and Lindsay are ahead, 1-0. Richard?
Yeah, absolutely right. It does have a coastline on the North Sea, but not a member of the EU, Norway. Let's take a look at all 6 answers. Sweden, 25, was the best answer on the board. Germany, 34. Belgium, 36. Denmark, 45. Netherlands, 58. And the United Kingdom at 69, right at the top there.
Now, here is your second question. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Frankie Goes to Hollywood UK Top 40 singles as they could. Frankie Goes to Hollywood UK Top 40 singles. Richard.
We're looking for any single released by the band Frankie Goes to Hollywood that made the UK Top 40 prior to May 2011, please.
OK, now then, Lucy and Claire, you go first this time.
Right. I don't know for sure. I only know the one I said.
Yeah.
So if you're positive about the other one, go for it.
Okay. We're going to go for Two Tribes.
Two Tribes. OK, Joanne and Lindsay.
Well, that leaves us with one because that was one of our two. So we're going to have to go with Relax.
OK, you're going to go with Relax. So we have Two Tribes, we have Relax. Lucy and Claire, you have to win this one to stay in the game, remember. Two Tribes. Let's see if it's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Two Tribes. That's right. 43. 43. Joanne and Lindsay have gone with Relax. Let's see if that's right. And if it is, let's see how many people said Relax. OK. Very well done. Well, that means after 2 questions, you are 1-all. Richard.
Yeah, both big number one singles, of course. Let's take a look at all the names on the board. 3 obscure ones here, Watching the Wildlife, Warriors of the Wasteland and Rage Hard. All of those scored 2 points. Then Welcome to the Pleasure Dome with 10, Power of Love 40, Two Tribes 43 and Relax 87.
OK, thank you very much, Richard. Here is your third question. Whoever wins this question goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot £5,250. Here it comes. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many Chelsea managers under Roman Abramovich as they could. Chelsea managers under Roman Abramovich. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any of the 6 managers of Chelsea FC from when Roman Abramovich took over in 2003 up to the end of the 2010-2011 season. The only person we won't accept is Ray Wilkins, who was just a caretaker for 1 match. So any of the 6 managers, please.
OK, now then, Joanne and Lindsay, you go first this time. What are you going to give me?
Okay, I think we'll go with Avram Grant.
Avram Grant. OK, Lucy and Claire.
Good Lord, football again?
Yeah.
This is possibly the worst subject that could have come up. And the only person that I can think of is, and I don't even know if I pronounce his name right, Jose Mourinho.
Jose Mourinho. All right, well, we will see. Avram Grant, we have from Joanne and Lindsay, and Jose Mourinho, we have from Lucy and Claire. Let's see if Avram Grant is right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Avram Grant. 11 for Avram Grant. OK, Lucy and Claire, you've gone with Jose Mourinho. Let's see if it's right, and if it is, let's see how many people said Jose Mourinho. This will decide who stays with us and who leaves. Good luck. It's right. Surprisingly close. But I'm afraid Avram Grant wins it for Joanne and Lindsay, which means after 3 questions, Joanne and Lindsay are through to the final 2-1. Very well done. Richard.
Yeah, correct answer, but just too many points, I'm afraid. Let's take a look at all of the answers. I'm sure some people will have got all 6. And there are only 6 because the list doesn't include Andre Villas-Boas, as this question was asked to our 100 people before he took over. So let's take a look. We have got Luis Felipe Scolari had the shortest tenure of anyone on that board, 5 points. Claudio Ranieri, the first one who Abramovich sacked, would have scored you 9. Gus Hiddink, who managed Russia at the same time as Chelsea, would have scored you 10. There's Avram Grant, 11. Carlo Ancelotti was sacked at the end of the 2010-11 season, 16. And Jose Mourinho on 19. Very well done if you got all 6.
Thank you very much, Richard. So the losing pair at the end of the head-to-head, I'm sorry to say, Lucy and Claire.
The children will be so sad.
Oh, they will.
So disappointed.
Oh, dear. A few tears now joining the...
220
the Ribena
tear-stained cheeks.
and
You know what? You make it sound like it's our fault, not your fault.
What I was going for.
You've done fantastically well, though. It's been a great game, this one. Anyway, we have to say goodbye now. Thank you very much for playing. Lucy and Claire, great contestants. But for Joanne and Lindsay, it's now time for our pointless final and the chance to win our jackpot of £5,250. Well, congratulations, Joanne and Lindsay. You've made it through to the final. You've fought off all the competition and you have won our coveted pointless trophy. So very well done. You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot stands at £5,250. Now, the rules are very simple. To win that money, all you have to do is find a pointless answer. That's an answer that none of our 100 people could think of. Now, we haven't had any pointless answers on the show today. You only have to find one now, and you will go home with that money. First, though, you've got to choose a category, and you can choose from these three options. They are 20th century dramatists, world politics, or famous foodies.
I think it's got to be, well, as far as I'm concerned, world politics.
Yeah.
I've got an idea about
Yeah.
that.
It has to, it has to be world politics, but you're going to be on your own.
OK, so it's world politics by process of default.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OK, let's find out what the question is. Very best of luck. We gave 100 people 100 seconds to name as many countries that have had a female leader as they could. Richard.
Yeah, we're looking for any country of the world which has had a female leader, a president, a prime minister or a chancellor up to May 2011, please. We won't accept acting leaders. By country, as always, we mean a sovereign state that is or has been a member of the UN in its own right.
OK, you now have up to 1 minute to come up with 3 answers, and all you need to win that £5,250 is for just one of those answers to be pointless. Your 60 seconds start now.
Right. Well, I know quite a few.
There's Australia.
There's Australia. There's Iceland had one.
Okay, that's a good one.
There's Burma had one. Mrs. Bandaranaike or something like that.
Pakistan.
Pakistan had one. India's had one.
I think
So-
Pakistan would be better than India.
Okay, so Pakistan,
Burma and Iceland. Are you sure about Iceland?
Yeah.
Then
Pretty
let's,
sure.
well, if it's right, then it could well be pointless. So,
Yeah,
is there
pretty
any
sure.
others? There's only obvious ones I know,
Obvious
like
ones.
Australia and...
Germany. And
Of
no
course.
point in going with them.
No.
I think we go with these three.
Yeah.
Just hope.
Yeah.
You're happy with those three?
Yeah, we're happy.
Let's stop the clock then. Very good indeed. OK, we were looking for countries that have had a female leader. I now need your 3 answers.
Okay, Pakistan, Burma
Iceland.
and Iceland.
Pakistan, Burma and Iceland. Now, of those 3, which do you think is your best shot at a pointless
I
answer?
think Iceland.
No, I think
No, do you
Burma.
think Burma?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with Burma.
We'll go
then.
Burma.
Yeah.
OK, which is your least likely to be pointless?
Pakistan.
OK, let's put them up on the board in that order. And here they are. Pakistan, Iceland, Burma. There they are. Well, we were looking for countries that have had female leaders. You said this was your least confident answer. You think it's right, but you think it might be quite well known.
Yeah.
OK, your first answer, Pakistan. Here it is. It has to be right and it has to be pointless. Let's see if it is. Pakistan. How many people said it? Is it correct? Yep, of course it's right. Down it goes. It has to be right and it has to be pointless. If this goes down to 0, you'll be leaving here with £5,250. Down it goes into single figures. Look at that, 9. Wow. Now, oh, it's looking very good, isn't it? OK, you only have 2 more chances to win today's jackpot. £5,250. Joanne, what would you do with that?
My husband and I are going to Italy, so it would pay off the rest of that holiday and give us some spending money too.
Fantastic. Lindsay, what about you?
Nice holiday, I think, and maybe some new golf clubs, a new driver, badly needed.
OK, well, let's hope one of these 2 remaining answers will deliver those things for you. We were looking for countries that have had a female leader. This is your next answer, Iceland. Now, I have to say, I think it sounds like a cracking answer. Lindsay, you said this with a degree of certainty.
Don't have the same certainty now, but...
Iceland, is it right? How many people said it? Very, very best of luck, Lindsay and Joanne. It is right. Now, if only 9 people knew about Benazir Bhutto in Pakistan, how many people are going to remember Iceland? Down it goes. Into the teens. Now, if this goes all the way down to 0... Oh! I blame Kerry Katona and all those adverts. 7 people? Oh, really? I thought that was going to go all the way down, I have to say. But obviously that's not a pointless answer. You only have one answer left. We were looking for countries that have had a female leader. You thought this was the most obscure answer, your best shot at a pointless. Burma. You're absolutely certain it's right?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Joanna, you're just going to go along with what Lindsay says. Very good. Okay.
I do what I'm told.
Well, let's see. Burma. It has to be right and it has to be pointless. And if it's both of those things, you will leave here with £5,250. Burma. Is it right? How many people said it? Oh, no! Oh, no! So unfortunately, you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer. So I'm afraid you don't win today's jackpot of £5,250, which rolls over onto the next show. But you have been fantastic contestants. Small consolation, I'm afraid, after that excitement. I honestly thought you were going to walk off with that. But you do, of course, take home our pointless trophy. So there we are.
Yeah, that's very unlucky, guys. You played very well throughout and 3 good answers there. Iceland, quite a big score. They had the first ever female elected president in the world in 1980, and Johanna Sigurdar's daughter has been the prime minister there since 2009. I guess with the ash clouds, she's been on TV quite a lot. Burma or Myanmar never had a female leader. Aung San Suu Kyi did win an election, but was never recognised, and she was placed under house arrest for many, many years. Let's take a look at some of the pointless ones up here, though. Well done at home if you said any of these. Bulgaria had a female prime minister in the 90s. Central African Republic, Elizabeth Domitienne was the first ever African female prime minister. Michelle Bachelet was president of Chile. Haiti they've had 1 female president and 2 female prime ministers. Jamaica, Portia Simpson Miller was prime minister of Jamaica. Malta's president once was Agatha Barbara. We've had a lot of Agatha on the show today. Poland also, and the Ukraine. Yulia Tymoshenko has been Prime Minister there twice. Very well done if you said any of those at home.
OK, did you know any of those?
No, I'm now thinking it was Ceylon. I was thinking of it, not Burma, but Ceylon hasn't appeared there either. So
if you had said Sri Lanka, which is Ceylon, would have scored you 1 point.
Well, unfortunately, we do have to say goodbye to you, Joanne and Lindsay, but it has been brilliant having you on the show. You've been fantastic contestants. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you. So nobody's won our jackpot today, which means it rolls over onto the next show when we will be playing for £6,250. Join us then to see if someone can win it. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.